They told you to go to school, get good grades, go to college, and then get a stable job. That was the blueprint. But what if I told you that this blueprint was never designed to make you wealthy? What if it was actually created to trap you in the middle class forever? Or worse, push you right into poverty? Look around. The middle class is shrinking, inflation is rising, debt is exploding, and the price of everything, food, housing, education, keeps going up, while your paycheck stays almost the same. This isn't an accident. This is a system. And you're the product. You're the fuel that keeps it running, so sit tight, because once you see how deep this rabbit hole goes, you'll never look at the world the same way again. Let's start with a brutal truth. The middle class was never meant to last. It was a temporary illusion born after World War II, when America was booming and industry needed workers. The economy was expanding fast, and for a while the average person could buy a house, raise a family, and even take vacations, all on a single income. That era is gone, dead, and it's not coming back. The modern system isn't built to empower the average person. It's built to squeeze them, to trap them in debt, to make them dependent. The middle class isn't just disappearing, it's being erased, strategically, quietly, systematically. Let's talk education. You were told it was the key to success, but let's be honest, most schools don't teach you how money works. They don't teach you about credit, investing, taxes, or building wealth. They teach you how to memorize and obey. Why? Because they're not designed to create entrepreneurs or investors. They're designed to create employees, workers, people who trade time for money and never question the system. You graduate with tens of thousands in student loans, no financial literacy, and a degree that probably won't make you rich. That's not education. That's indoctrination. Now let's move to the job market. You're working harder than ever. You're more productive than ever, but you're not richer. Why? Because wages haven't kept up with inflation for decades. Your dollar buys less every year, but your effort stays the same. Meanwhile, the cost of living explodes. Rent, groceries, gas, insurance, everything's rising. You're running on a treadmill that keeps getting faster, but the finish line moves farther away. That's not progress. That's entrapment. It's a system that pretends to reward you while quietly robbing you. And taxes? Let's be real. The middle class pays the most, not the billionaires, not the corporations. You get your paycheck and taxes are already taken out. You don't even get a say. Meanwhile, the ultra-rich use loopholes, offshore accounts, and fancy accounting to pay less or nothing. The system is rigged, and it's not rigged in your favor. You're not just working for your boss, you're working for the government, for the banks, for the elites who profit off your labor and your ignorance. Debt is the next weapon. Credit cards, car loans, student loans, mortgages. They say debt is normal, even necessary. But it's a trap, a way to keep you chained. You spend years paying interest on things that lose value. You buy liabilities thinking they're assets. You finance your lifestyle instead of building wealth. And the more debt you take on, the more control they have over your life. Miss a payment and they punish you. Pay on time and they still profit. Either way you lose. Meanwhile, the rich keep getting richer. They own assets, stocks, real estate, businesses that grow in value over time. They understand money is a game and they play to win. They don't trade time for money. They make money work for them. They get paid while they sleep. While you're grinding, they're compounding. And while you're stuck chasing paychecks, they're buying the system piece by piece. The middle class isn't just vanishing by coincidence. It's being sacrificed. Sacrificed for profit, for power, for control. Because a weak, divided, desperate population is easier to manipulate. When people are struggling, they don't rebel. They comply. They accept lower wages. They accept poor conditions. They stop dreaming. They just survive. And that's exactly what the system wants. But here's the part they don't want you to hear. You can escape. You don't have to play the game by their rules. The first step is awareness. Understanding that this isn't your fault, but it is your responsibility. If you want freedom, you need to unlearn everything they taught you. You need to think differently, act differently, invest in yourself. Build skills they didn't teach you in school. Learn how to make money online, build assets, start businesses, study wealth like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like an owner. Don't buy liabilities, buy cash-flowing assets. Don't save to save, save to invest. Your job isn't your final destination. It's a launch pad. Use it to fund your freedom. Use it to escape the matrix. The middle class is disappearing. That's real, but it's not too late. You can still rise. You can still build, but only if you stop trusting a system that was never designed for your success. They want you broke. They want you tired. They want you distracted. But you can be dangerous if you wake up, if you break the script, if you choose to climb. The world isn't fair, but it is full of opportunities for those who can see them. And while they may erase the middle class, you can build something they can't touch. Wealth, knowledge, freedom. So don't wait, don't beg, don't hope. Build. The future belongs to those who take it. You were never meant to win in this system. The rules weren't made for you, they were made to control you, to extract your energy, and to keep you in line. From the day you were born, you were handed a script. Go to school, get a bomb, work hard, retire someday. But that script wasn't designed to make you rich. It was designed to make you useful to someone else. The longer you follow it blindly, the deeper you fall into the trap they built for you. Let's break it down. School never taught you about money for a reason. If you understood how wealth really works, you wouldn't need a boss. You wouldn't be afraid of debt. You wouldn't obey without questioning. But instead, you were taught how to follow directions, meet deadlines, and prepare for a life of dependence. Not independence, not wealth, just enough survival to stay quiet. When you enter the workforce, the illusion continues. You get a paycheck, finally, but it's already taxed before it even hits your account. You pay for food, rent, insurance, car payments, student loans, and what's left? Almost nothing. So you keep showing up. You can't risk losing your job, even if you hate it, because the system made sure you have no backup, no assets, no leverage, just bills. Meanwhile, the people who built the system, they're not working 9 to 5. They're not worrying about inflation. They're not stressed about student loans because they own the system. They use it. They've mastered how to buy assets, how to reduce taxes legally, how to scale their income with businesses and investments. And you were taught none of that. This isn't a bug in the system. It's the system. It thrives on your ignorance, your silence, your fear, and it uses entertainment, politics, social media, and even debt to keep you distracted and compliant. You work all day, and when you're finally home, exhausted, they hand you a screen and say, relax. But the real cost? Your time, your energy, your potential. Stolen, but there's a way out. And no, it's not easy, but it's possible if you're willing to unplug from the illusion. You have to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like an owner. Stop asking for permission and start building something, anything. Learn high-value skills, start a digital hustle, invest in assets instead of appearances. Study the wealthy, not the broke. Replace comfort with action. The world doesn't reward effort, it rewards results. They built this system to keep you poor, but now you know. And that knowledge, that's your weapon. Use it or stay in the cage, comfortable, distracted, and broke.